Let's move on to the discussion of next questions which are related to grammar portion. So our first grammatical topic is of the third conditional. Third conditionals क्या होते हैं? The third conditional sentences refer to the past. We speculate about situations that happened or did not happen in the past. इन sentences में हम ऐसी situations के बारे क़यास आराई करते हैं या तो वो ज़माने माजी में हुई होती हैं या ऐसी भी possibility होती हैं कि वो हुई ही नहीं होती हैं. Example देख लेते हैं. If he had not returned, I would have gladly laid down my life for him. सो इसका स्ट्रक्चर कुछ ऐसा होता है कि इफ़ क्लॉज में आप पास्ट परफेक्ट टेंस यूज़ करते हो, मतलब हैड प्लस थर्ड फॉर्म ऑफ वर्ब, और जो अगली क्लॉज होती है विच इज़ मेन क्लॉज, उसमें आप या तो वुड प्लस हैव प्लस पास्ट पार्टिसिपल यूज़ करोगे या कुड हैव पास्ट पार्टिसिपल या माइट हैव पास्ट पार्टिसिपल. सो कुड वुड माइट ये आपके पास चॉइसेस हैं, उसके बाद आपने हैव और पास्ट पार्टिसिपल ही यूज़ करना है. लेट्स मूव ऑन टू एक्सरसाइज. इसमें हमने क्या करना है? पुट इन द करेक्ट वर्ब्स टू मेक थर्ड कंडीशनल सेंटेंसेस. इफ़ यू, हमारे पास ब्रैकेट में दिया गया है नॉट बी लेट, वी डैश नॉट मिस द बस. इफ़ यू हैड नॉट बीन, बी की थर्ड फॉर्म, लेट, वी वुड नॉट have missed the bus. Second is if we dash arrive earlier, we dash see our aunt. If we had arrived earlier, we could have seen our aunt. If she dash go to art school, she dash become a painter. If she had gone to art school, she would have, या आप could have भी लगा सकते हो, become a painter. If I dash be born in a different country, I dash learn to speak a different language. If I had been born in a different country, I might have learned to speak a different language. They dash be late if they dash not take a taxi. They would have been late, या could have been late if they had not taken a taxi. We dash come if we dash be invited. We could have come if we had been invited. So next grammatical topic is of compound sentences. कंपाउंड सेंटेंसेस क्या होते हैं? ये 3 सेंटेंसेस की टाइप होती है, उनमें से एक टाइप है. A compound sentence is made up of 2 or more main clauses joined together by a coordinating conjunctions. Example and, but, or, yet, for, so, nor. Each clause is called independent because each could stand by itself as a complete sentence. इसकी एग्जाम्पल देख लेते हैं. I got to ball practice late, so I forgot to set my alarm. So अगर हम इस सेंटेंस को देखें, इसमें 2 क्लॉजेस हैं जो कि इंडिपेंडेंट है. अगर हम सेकंड क्लॉज को हटा देते हैं और सिर्फ फर्स्ट क्लॉज ही लेते हैं, वही रहती है, तो वो अपने आप पे डिपेंड करते हुए पूरा मीनिंग और पूरा सेंस डिलीवर कर रही है. अगर हम सेम सिचुएशन सेकंड क्लॉज के साथ करते हैं और फर्स्ट क्लॉज हटा देते हैं, तो वो भी अपना पूरा मीनिंग डिलीवर कर रही है. तो ऐसे सेंटेंस जिसमें 2 इंडिपेंडेंट क्लॉज हो और वो कोऑर्डिनेटिंग कंजंक्शन से ज्वाइन हो. कोऑर्डिनेटिंग कंजंक्शंस कौन से होते हैं? एंड, बट, और, येट, फॉर, सो, नॉर. या आप सिंपली इसे फैन बॉयज से भी याद कर सकते हो. फैन बॉयज में एफ फॉर, ए फॉर एंड, एन फॉर नॉर, बी फॉर बट, वाई फॉर येट, एंड एस फॉर सो. ये सारे आपके पास कोऑर्डिनेटिंग कंजंक्शंस होते हैं. ये जब इंडिपेंडेंट क्लॉजेस को जोड़ते हैं तो हमारे पास कंपाउंड सेंटेंसेस आते हैं. Let's move on to its exercise. Combine the following sets of simple sentences to make compound sentences. So इसमें हमें simple sentences दिए गए हैं, इसमें हमें conjunctions add करनी है and then we'll have our compound sentences. First is, it rained for 3 days. The streets in my neighborhood flooded. So ये हो जाएगा It rained for 3 days and the streets in my neighborhood flooded. Second is, Kareem completed his homework. He put it in his binder. So ये हो जाएगा Kareem completed his homework, so he put it in his binder. So हमारे पास conjunction है. Haris mowed the lawn. He earned 100 rupees. Haris mowed the lawn and he earned 100 rupees. Fourth is, Neelam doesn't like seafood. She doesn't like cabbage. Neelam doesn't like seafood and she doesn't like cabbage. Fifth is, my pencil was broken. I borrowed one from Bushra. My pencil was broken, so I borrowed one from Bushra. Sixth is, I like apples. I like pears more. I like apples, but I like pears more. What is the conjunction? Seventh is, 8 people got into the elevator. It was crowded. 3 people got off. 8 people got into the elevator and it was crowded, so 3 people got off. इसमें हमारे पास so conjunction है और and conjunction है. Sarah gathered the pictures. She could arrange them in a special album for her family. तो इसमें आ जाएगा Sarah gathered the pictures so she could arrange them in a special album for her family. Next grammatical topic is of complex sentences. ये third type of sentence है. पहली होती है simple sentence, then compound sentence, and then complex sentence. A complex sentence is made up of a main clause and one or more subordinating clauses joined together by a subordinating conjunction. Example, after, when, until, soon, before, once, while, as, if, whether or not, provided, in case, because, as, since, in order, that, now, though, although, while, and the list goes on. फैन वॉइस के अलावा आपके पास जो भी कंजंक्शंस आते हैं वो सबऑर्डिनेटिंग कंजंक्शंस होते हैं. इसके एग्जांपल है यू मे गो होम एज सून एज योर वर्क इज़ डन. सबऑर्डिनेटिंग कंजंक्शंस और सबऑर्डिनेटिंग क्लॉजेस क्या होते हैं? सबऑर्डिनेटिंग क्लॉजेस को हम डिपेंडेंट क्लॉज भी बोलते हैं. ये सेंटेंस का वो पार्ट होता है जिसको दूसरे क्लॉज पे डिपेंड करने की ज़रूरत होती है टू कन्वे द फुल मीनिंग एंड टू कन्वे द फुल सेंटेंस. अगर हम इंडिपेंडेंट क्लॉज को हटा दें और सिर्फ डिपेंडेंट क्लॉज को रखें तो डिपेंडेंट क्लॉज अपना फुल मीनिंग डिलीवर नहीं कर पाएगा. सो इट नीड्स टू डिपेंड ऑन अदर ग्रुप ऑफ वर्ड्स विच इज़ इंडिपेंडेंट क्लॉज या मेन क्लॉज to deliver the full meaning. और इसको join करने के लिए हम subordinating conjunctions use करते हैं. So let's move on to the exercise related to this topic. Combine the following sets of simple sentences to make complex sentences. अब हमने इनमें conjunctions add करने हैं और इनको complex sentence बनाना है. First is I did not go to the meeting. I was sick. So इसमें हम simply ये कर देंगे I did not go to the meeting because I was sick. Second is you may be wrong, hence I cannot say. Third is he worked hard day and night. He did not wish to fail. He worked hard day and night as he did not wish to fail. Fourth is the examination ended. The students went home. The examination ended, therefore the students went home. Their progress was slow, they were tired. Their progress was slow since they were tired. Since को हम because के लिए भी यूज़ करते हैं reasoning के लिए, जैसे कि यहाँ पे यूज़ किया है. Sixth is you should overlook his fault. It would be an act of generosity on your part. You should overlook his fault as it would be an act of generosity on your part. We found him in the house. He had formerly lived in that house. We found him in the house provided is a conjunction. He had formerly lived in that house. The boy gave an explanation of his misconduct. The explanation was not accepted by the headmaster. So the boy gave an explanation of his misconduct, although the explanation was not accepted by the headmaster. Let's move on to our next grammatical topic जो कि use of comma के बारे में है. Comma एक punctuation mark होता है जिसके different uses होते हैं. यहाँ पे हम उसका use जो clauses को separate करने के लिए होता है उसके बारे में बात करेंगे. When a dependent clause precedes the independent clause, मतलब कि जब dependent clause के बाद independent clause आए, separate the clauses with a comma, तो तब हम clauses को comma से separate करेंगे. Example देख लेते हैं. Before we can make a decision, we need to review all the prior records. So before we make a decision, ये हमारे पास dependent clause है. अगर हम independent clause जो कि इसके बाद आ रही है उसको omit कर दें, मिटा दें, erase कर दें, तो हमारे पास पूरा meaning deliver नहीं हो रहा है. If we read before we can make a decision, इसको further explanation की ज़रूरत है. उसके बाद क्या होगा हमें समझ नहीं आ रहा है. It needs to depend on other group of words. Okay, so we need to review all the prior records. इससे पहले वाली अगर हम क्लॉज को omit कर दें और सिर्फ ये रीड करें, we need to review all the prior records, इससे हमारे पास पूरा मीनिंग आ रहा है, सेंस डिलीवर हो रहा है. सो इट मीन्स इट्स एन इंडिपेंडेंट क्लॉज, इट्स अ मेन क्लॉज. और इन दोनों को सेपरेट करने के लिए डिपेंडेंट क्लॉज के बाद हम कॉमा लगाते हैं. लेट्स मूव ऑन टू इट्स एक्सरसाइज व्हिच इज read the following sentences, circle subordinating conjunctions, underline independent clauses, and put commas after dependent clauses. So, example is, although I hate tea parties, comma, I went to please my mother. I went to please my mother, हमारे पास independent clause है example में. So, following the pattern, while I am attending school, I can work part-time so that I can save money. While I am attending school, comma, I can work part-time, हमारे पास ये पूरी आ जाएगी independent clause, और while हमारे पास आ जाएगा subordinating conjunction. Second, so that I could go to college, my parents worked hard and saved money. इसके बाद comma आएगा, ये हमारे पास आ जाएगी independent clause, ये हमारे पास आ जाएगा subordinating conjunction. Third is, if the motor will not start, comma, we'll have to find a mechanic, comma, as soon as possible. So as soon as हमारे पास आ जाएगा subordinating conjunction, और we will have to find a mechanic हमारे पास आ जाएगा independent clause. And in this sentence we have two dependent clauses. First is this one, and second is this one. So fourth is, although the blue jacket was on sale, I did not buy it, comma, I did not buy it हमारे पास independent clause है, और although हमारे पास subordinating conjunction है. Fifth is, when the school bell rang, the children left the classroom. So इसके बाद comma आएगा, the children left the classroom independent clause है, and when हमारे पास subordinating conjunction है. Since he had no luggage with him, it seemed odd for him to be on the road. So comma पहले से ही है, ये हमारे पास independent clause है, और since हमारे पास subordinating conjunction है. Seventh is, even after the fire was out, there was a great deal of cleanup to do. So comma, ये हमारे पास आ गया independent clause, and even is subordinating conjunction. Let's move on to next exercise, which is change from direct into indirect speech. आपको चैप्टर में से एक पैसेज दिया गया है जो कि डायरेक्ट स्पीच में लिखा था, उसको आपने इनडायरेक्ट स्पीच में लिखना है. सो आप कैसे लिखोगे? He had been leading his beloved camel when he had reached a garden and had halted to rest. The camel had nipped a few leaves off the hanging branch of a tree. The old man, on seeing that, had hurled a stone at the camel with all his might. The stone had caught the camel on the side of the head. It had reeled and had fallen down dead. The camel had been very dear to him. He could not have controlled his anger, so he had taken the same stone that had killed his dear camel and hurled it at the old man with all his strength. The stone hit the old man on the head and subsequently had killed him. At that, those two young men had come to him and he had surrendered himself to them. So our next grammatical topic is of interrupted quotations. If the quotation of a complete sentence is interrupted in the middle and then continues after the interruption, do not capitalize the second part of the quotation. Use commas to set off the explanatory words. आपने क्या करना है कि अगर आपके पास एक डायरेक्ट स्पीच आती है और उसके बाद आप बीच में ही सब्जेक्ट एंटर कर देते हो तो आपका कोटेशन इंटरप्ट हो जाता है. उसको आप किस तरीके से लिखते हो इसमें ये बताया गया है. Let's start doing exercise. इसका क्वेश्चन है read write each sentence put quotation marks at appropriate places. जैसे कि आपके पास एग्जाम्पल में है spring. Sohail said is my favorite time of year. तो इसको आपने कैसे लिखना है? Spring, comma, and it should be in quotation marks. Sohail said, comma, then quotation mark started is my favorite time of year and then closed. So following the pattern, we'll solve this exercise. First is, do you think it's okay? इसमें आप पहले यहाँ पे quotation mark लगाओगे, फिर यहाँ पे asked Ali, if I wear this dress to school tomorrow, if you had to guess, quotation marks यहाँ पे, said Mr. Tariq, who would you say is my favorite author? And then यहाँ पे, I'll call you after I get home. This will be in quotation mark. Iram said, and quotation marks started and closed. Fourth is, we'll be eating supper in about an hour, said mother. So don't eat any more snacks. Fifth is, we need to fertilize the lawn today. Quotation marks में आएगा ये, said father, since quotation marks started and tomorrow पे end. With this, we have come towards the end of our today's video lecture. I hope जो भी आज हमने पढ़ा वो आपको clarity के साथ समझ आया होगा. Inshallah, we'll be meeting with some new topic in our next video. Till then, take care. This is me, Maha, your English instructor, signing out.